Part two. This is serious. I don't know why I started out with a joke, but it really is serious. And so, um, back to the story about me almost being raped last Sunday. Okay, so the other reason, yeah, I had an appointment Monday morning, so I was like, okay, if I don't go to the appointment and I don't give them 24 hours notice, then I'm going to be charged $100 anyway, so I have to get to this appointment. So I'm like, I'll just sleep in my car. So I tried to get back to Chicago to sleep in my car. So anyway, I get to the Marriott and I'm about to say Wilmette, but I get to the Marriott in Waukegan, and right off of Waukegan Road, and I'm like, okay, so I'm there, and it's like, okay, once the dude lays down or whatever, it feels like I'm at home with my mother. It's like I always felt like she was babysitting me instead of like being my mother. It's like her attention was very short and very limited, and the conversations were very detached. If you know what that feels like, it's like being around somebody but they're not present. It was exactly like that with him, but his energy was way worse, way more negative. And it's sad to say, but my mother is dangerous too. So it felt the same way. And actually, it's because she's an alcoholic and he was drinking a lot too. So I just say that was the issue. So anyway, me reverting back to my childish mentality, which was a sign of neglect. It's a sign of somebody having somebody else's power, which is one of the signs that people experience if they have ever been attacked, sexually assaulted, or raped, or attempted to be sexually assaulted. The first thing I felt was denial. I couldn't believe it. Like, it's been a week and I couldn't believe it. Now I feel a sense of betrayal. I feel betrayed because I feel like somebody from my own race, well, yeah, would not regard me in the sense of being worthy enough to be in their presence. I just feel hurt. I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. I really just feel like that person was in a place where they didn't feel like they could be good and kind enough to let somebody sleep in their room and take a shower. You know, point bottom line. So the first sign of me feeling that I have been violated or disrespected in a way, was feeling like denial, like shock. I felt shock. It was just like, it was so unreal. It was so surreal that it was just shocking. For like days, it was just like, okay, it didn't happen. A small part of my mind and my brain was playing back like, that didn't happen. That didn't, and it wasn't even visible, audible, but it was just something that was in me saying that. Like, every part of me, every ounce of my being was just like, no, that didn't just happen. No, he didn't just try to rape you. No, it's not the fact that he tried. It's not the fact. It's just the fact that he went past my word of saying no. I said no so many times. So anyway, he's laying in the bed. I get in the shower or whatever. And so he's like, "Can I get in there with you?" And I should have known then, but I'm too tired. I'm like in survival mode. Like, I got to get a shower. I got to be on my feet just in case I have to run up out of here. You know what I mean? It's like, that was just the mode I was in. So I'm like, okay. So I was like, no, I'm not that kind of girl. And I'm hoping that he will respect me. Like, okay, there's laws. We're in a public place, whatever. And so I did sign a disclaimer saying that I would respect the room while I was in there. But so I'm like, okay. And then when the concierge was like, you'll be staying in a room with the rapper or rap group is here, and they found it out of their heart to let you share their room or whatever. I'm like, you know, at first I was a little starstruck, but then I was just like, I don't know, you know. So anyway, he literally dragged me to the bed, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to do it, no. And it was just like, this is a part that keeps playing back in my head right now today, like a week later. It's like, how you see in movies when you see the guy dragging the girl, like gently but aggressively, like passive aggressively, like dragging her, and she's like, no, I don't want to, no, or she's like, come on, and she can't really believe it. At that point in time, when something that tragic happens, when they're literally beyond you saying no and them grabbing you and touching you anyway, a part of your brain is just like cannot process it. So it goes into shock. It goes into disbelief, like, I can't believe that he is actually touching me and pulling me to the bed, or in other girls in movies, or on date rape, or all that type of thing stuff. So I'm just like, I can't believe it. So next thing, when I came back to, I'm like, I'm in the bed with him. This is not what I planned. This is not what I wanted. So he's trying and trying. I'm in all kind of scissor positions and all kind of like pretzels and stuff. Like, no, no. And then all of a sudden I felt this impending like terror, like a terror. It was like so evil. This evil feeling just came over me. And I was just like, I'm about to be raped. And next thing I know, I'm screaming. I'm like, no, no, I don't want to. Stop, no, whatever. And I'm screaming really loud or whatever. And so he's like, shut up, shut up. Then he grabbed my arm. Like right here, you can't see it because it healed. But, well, yes, you can. Wait, was it this side? It was one of those sides. But I got bruises. You probably can't see it by now. But anyway, bruises and stuff, and he was holding me, like holding my mouth and everything, and I had a big bruise right here and on my neck. That's how it happened. It was like right here. So he must have grabbed me from with his left hand on my right, because this would be my right. So he grabbed me with his left hand on my right, and he was choking me, and it just cut off all of my air circulation or whatever. He was like, stop screaming, I'm not gonna rape you. And at that point in time, it was like I was so connected with him, I could feel his thoughts. It was just like, I know he's thinking that he gonna try to rape me anyway, while I'm screaming and hoping his mind in denial that nobody would hear it and it would go unnoticed and I would just leave the room as normal. So at one point in time, I kept screaming, 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 and kicking. And by me being a bigger person, and he was a bigger person, he got tired, and plus he was drunk. So he got tired of struggling with me. So he let my mouth go, and then I was like, Jesus. I didn't say it out loud, but I said it in my mind, like, Jesus. And so he was like, if you stop screaming, I'll let you go. And because at one point I felt he was going to beat my head in. Like, it felt like he was that strong, like supernaturally strong, and it was it was bad. It was horrible. So then I was just like, okay, so he let me go, and it was, yeah, that was what happened. So um wow, I feel I just relived it. I didn't relive it, but I kind of role played it, and it feels so liberating. I swear, I hope and pray that this never happens to any person, any male. It happens to men too, sadly. And I pray that this don't ever happen to anybody, that anybody is ever raped or assaulted or beaten. It's the worst feeling. That's why I'm a vegetarian, because I'm against inhumane treatment of any living being, including animals, children, elderly people, disabled people, anybody who cannot speak up and who don't have a voice for themselves. I'm all for the empowerment of protected class people, including minority people like me. So the issue is, I just felt like, that's why I'm a vegetarian, and I pray that that never happened to anybody. So take heed, don't ever drive, don't ever get too tired, and always follow your intuition.